All right, let's talk about Revenant. So initially, I had mixed feelings about this character. She didn't feel consistent in any way. It was always something that it just felt like she was lacking. But overall, she does have good stats. You know, she got an S in Faith, a B in Arcane, and a B in Intelligence. But I'm not sure the B in Intelligence is really good for staffs or anything. You know, if you're gonna run some staffs, you probably might as well run Recluse. But I think it's good for weapons that you find with the magical attribute on it. But recently they just released a new relic with the uh, boss fight that they brought to the game, and it has an interesting effect, and it basically gives you mana restoration on successive attacks. So let's take a look. Okay, so the new relic is called Dark Knight of the Wise, and the main thing here that I like is the FP restoration on successive attacks, but the other two bonuses are all also really great because the more FP you have, the more FP is restored. And this ability does exist as like a item effect or um, a effect you can get, like a bonus you can get at the end of a boss fight, but it's no guarantee that that drops. You know, so I like just consistency when it comes down to my character because you can end up in a situation where you play a character and you get to the end and you know you don't really feel like you have a way to fight properly. So I prefer to avoid that. My other two relics are this one. It gives me the extra attack for each ever jail. Still really nice bonus. Stone sword key in possession at the start of the fight. Um, this one you can run this. I just run it because I don't have a better blue relic right now, but I just like the defeating enemies feel more the art gauge. You know, her ultimate gives you the ability to be immortal. So that's every 15 seconds, and every time you kill an enemy, you get a lot of her art gauge restored. So that's really nice just for spamming my ult, reviving my teammates, keeping myself alive. But the other two bonus, honestly, they not nothing crazy. You could probably swap them for like some extra faith or just some kind of extra bonus damage. You know, anything would be better probably. But yeah, but I have a second relic build, and this build is more of a gimmick. You know, I'm gonna explain later on like what it does. This stamina recovery. It's pretty nifty little trick. But to show you some examples though of this relic, I'm gonna go into the sparring grounds. And also this chalice that I'm using is the one from her remembrance quest. So if you don't have this chalice or don't notice that you have this chalice, or if you notice that you don't have this chalice, then that's where it comes from. So is her old patriot relic. It's from a remembrance quest. All right, so I got a few weapons on me here, and all of these weapons they have one thing in common. Well, except this wheel right here, but we'll get more into that later. So the way this relic works is every 5 hits, from what I can tell from any weapon, restores your FP. So every time you hit somebody 5 times, you get FP restored. But this only works for physical or physical contact attacks. So like as long as you make contact with your opponent, then that works. But if you're using like an incantation or a magic spell, then it doesn't work, unfortunately. That being said, though, there are some weapon arts that pretty much allow you to um, get FP back while you're using them, and you can pretty much use your weapon art infinitely. And this is one right here, Eleanor's Pole Blade. You can kind of just keep spamming away, and you never run out of FP just using this method. But you would run out of stamina. And then there's the Dancing Blades weapon art. which is pretty nice because if you find a legendary version of this weapon, it gives you a crazy amount of damage, but you know, you might not be so lucky. So even if you can find this one, it's pretty nice. You actually net an FP gain from this weapon art. So you'll actually just gain FP just by using it. But yeah, there's Melania's waterfowl dance as well. Um, you can get a net gain from this as well, but it's pretty hard to keep your stamina up when you're spamming it. I'll show kind of an example of your stamina dropping here as well. You can usually finish one, and then you kind of just gotta wait afterwards, and it also leaves you open to attacks, but it's pretty nice. And then there's the prelates inferno weapon. Now this weapon, as well as the wheel, which is what I'm going to show earlier, this is a net gain as well. You pretty much won't run out of FP using this weapon, but you will run out of stamina. But there is a way to almost make it so you can infinitely use this weapon and not run out of stamina, and that's going to be with the other relic build I was talking about. But yeah, but ideally, if you run into Revenant and you come across daggers, I think straight swords are pretty decent. They're okay. Yeah, and just any weapon art that has a lot of physical attacks in it. I tried the Malachi's Black Blade, and unfortunately it doesn't work. It's kind of a rare item anyway, so you probably won't run into it, but it would have been nice if that was he was able to spam that. But fortunately that doesn't work. But yeah, rapiers or thrusting swords, they pretty good as well. Curved swords pretty decent. Also, if you dual wield curved swords, that also gives you a lot of FP back. They got a lot of good multi hit combos. Katanas are pretty good if you use Rivers of Blood. Spamming that weapon art, it's I don't think it's a net gain, but it's close to like no FP loss. So you can pretty much infinitely spam Rivers of Blood with her. That being arcane, it comes in real handy. Like I said, Eleanor's Pole Blade. Then you have flails. You could use the spinning chain. You know, if you upgrade this legendary, I don't know. Maybe it'll be great. It might do a lot of damage. I don't know. You can pretty much infinitely spam this stuff, so it'd be interesting to see. And I think the other one that you want to find or pick up is the giant red braid. That's really good. The weapon art on it, it has a lot of multi hits in it. You can kind of keep spamming your weapon art like that. And then there's the fist weapons. Fist weapons are pretty good. Claw weapons, they're okay, but I think the fists are a little bit better. So yeah, so this other relic build I was talking about. So yeah, so this relic build is interesting because I'm hoping at some point we get a good relic that has stamina recovering from each successful attack on it with like maybe a +2, +3 or something. And you'll basically be able to infinitely spam your attack chain. That or weapon art, depending. Now, for some reason, this wheel, it has physical attacks in it, but it does not restore your FP. So I don't know why yet, but it's fine because the wheel's weapon art, it doesn't use a lot of FP, but it does use a decent bit of stamina. But yeah, but with this relic build, you can pretty much keep this up for like a long time, and it's a lot of bleed procs as well. Just given, you know, she having a lot of arcane. And maybe if this relic had, you know, extra arcane scaling on it, that would be pretty nice as well. But yeah, but as you can see, I wasn't getting the FP back there. But the prelate's weapon, it actually gives FP back. So you can spam this as well pretty long. And since she has a faith scaling, I think most of these weapons scale with faith. The ones with the unique weapon arts, they scale with faith pretty good, so you'll do a decent amount of damage as well. But yeah, that's just a cool little gimmick they have. I'm assuming at some point there'll probably be some expansion on once we get a battle relic, but that's about what you can do right now. But yeah, but with that being said though, um, that's gonna do it for this video. I wanted to do kind of a demonstration just because of these interactions, something a little bit longer. Like I said, really good relic they added to the game. It's kind of like a direct buff to the Revenant. So I'm hoping we get some other buffs for other characters in terms of like relic, just ideal relics that they could use, stuff that kind of completes them, because she definitely needed it. But yeah, now she's definitely one of my more favorable characters to play. She has a lot of interesting potential. But yeah, but like I said, that'll do it for this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.